They shut off their light and water at 7. As soon as the sun goes down, your electricity gets shut. Internet is shut right now worldwide in Cuba. That's why we're not getting any new news. But we have family there. Everybody's out on the streets right now, just the same way they were yesterday. They're out on the streets right now. There's no medication. There's no Advil. There's no antibiotics. There's no butterfly needles. There's no IVs. There's nothing. There's nothing. And now is when people are hearing the screams out of Cuba. I'm sick and tired of this dictatorship. And my whole life, when we visited Cuba, you could not say a word against the government. But now I can go to my country and say, Dia Canel Singao. The regimen.
I want to say something, ladies and gentlemen. We're a ragtag organization, but I've got the best crew I've ever had, and I love them. And I appreciate them because I got to run this show with mid-grade equipment that still costs millions and millions and millions of dollars. You understand that like a Fox News has hundreds of millions of dollars of equipment. We have tens of millions of dollars of equipment. When you got your own satellites and your own decoders and your own this and your own that, I mean, it's like a freaking space shuttle on steroids around here. And the fact that they can run this place is amazing, and I appreciate them. Like a little bitchy sometimes. It's because I'm a man. And, you know, if my neighbor for no reason, say, slap my daughter upside the head, I'm going to go over there and tear his door off his hinges and beat his brains out. My neighbors are nice, though. That's not going to need to happen. But these globalists are doing this legally and scientifically through these agreements they've gotten. But just because Hitler passes a law, or just because Alabama passes a law that's saying black people aren't human, you know, 200 years ago, doesn't mean it's true. So just because Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates say they can do all this, they can't. And so I've been praying every day to not have rage, because it'll end up making me have a heart attack, okay? So when I tell you I may got to take some time off, and it's not me being a wimp. Everybody says to take time off. I'm going to have to take a week off or something and actually just go to the mountains, because it's not just that I'm pissed. It's the urgency, and I know you're feeling it as well, that we've got to do something, and I don't know what that is. I just know this. Really bad people are taking over, and they're playing us off against each other. And if the people and the public just knew, like Christ said, the people perish for lack of knowledge. If they just knew how they were being screwed, they would know to say no to this and not comply. But they sell it like, because they know the average person's good. Like, oh, the hospitals are full. Everyone's dying. Please stay indoors so it doesn't spread, so that we can keep the hospitals open, when they shut them all down on purpose and they were totally empty. And, oh, just take the shot, be a hero. That way things can just go back to normal, when it's in all their actuaries and all their admissions that it's never going back to normal. And that's what makes me mad is Klaus Schwab, who runs this whole thing with Gates, he sits up there and says, we have them. We will never go back to normal now. We have habituated them. New lockdowns coming. And then I get up here and tell you that, and you're like, God, how'd you know that? They said they were going to do it. And that's what pisses me off, is that this is so transparent. This is so out in the open. But here's the paradox. When you've lived in a really free country like America, that's got its problems, but compared to others, it's amazing what you can do, how much you can succeed in, the choices you have. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you want to go jet skiing in Cuba, you can't. If you want to go water skiing, you can't. If you want to go see a doctor about your skin, you can't. If you want to go to a college and get a degree in this, you can't. They tell you what you can get a degree in. They don't have any freedom. But I'll tell you this, the average Cuban hates the government, knows it's all BS, and totally sees through it. So at least they're not naive like we are. But to watch the establishment trying to sell us on what they've done to other countries, because it's beyond wanting to be a movie star. It's beyond wanting to be in charge. It's about power. You ever seen the movie The Lives of Others, a composite of true stories of what happened in the Stasi surveillance of East Germany, which is nothing compared to now. And the woman who's married to the man, she's an actress, and just to make money for food, she's got to go have sex with the communist on a routine basis, or she doesn't even get to be in the approved communist play. And I mean, that's what this is your wife's going to have sex with the local commie just for baby food. But in a free market, there'd be so much money and so much freedom that your wife would never even imagine having sex with somebody so she can keep her job to have baby food. And that's what this is about. It's about humiliation and taking people's respect away, and it's disgusting. And the scum that run systems like this get off on dominating and humiliating people. And here's what happens. Once authoritarianism takes over, it takes generations to get out of it. Sometimes you never get out of it. And we're going that way right now. So I want you to know who's coming for your health and your life and your pension and your very existence. He said you're non-essential. His name's Klaus Schwab. I say out of his own mouth, he's cursed himself. Just like Ramses II did to Moses. When he cursed Moses, Moses said, in Exodus, you have cursed yourself out of your own mouth. Klaus Schwab is non-essential. Klaus Schwab will be destroyed. Watch. And pray for it. And pray for God to do it in God's elegant, perfect way, not in our way. But pray for judgment on Klaus Schwab. And promise God that you're going to be upright and strong and have courage. But pray for God to remove the scourge of Klaus Schwab from our backs. Here's a young lady from Cuba, able to get a quick video out, named Dalen, who has family in the States, in English, explaining to you what's really happening in Cuba. Because, you know, Fauci and Biden and all them are saying, oh, the people are just mad because of COVID. No, here she is.
I'm going to speak in English about what's going on in Cuba because I don't hear a lot of English speakers talking about this and my generation talking about this. Cuba has been under dictatorship for 62 years. So people, for the last 62 years, since 1960s and 1958, around there, people started making homemade boats that we call lanchas and have bringing them to the coast of Florida seeking shelter. Let me explain to you why, because you might be saying, well, they're just immigrants invading because they want to leave their home country. No, it's because us Cubans, we don't complain about anything. It takes a lot for us to complain. And this, I'm sick and tired of it. So let me tell you what's going on. There's no coffins for dead bodies. If you have a dead family member, they get pronounced dead. They get wrapped in a bed sheet. You get delivered the dead body, and you have to take it home with you. What you do with the body, they don't care. You have to figure it out. If you don't have a car, they don't provide transportation, and you have to take the dead body home walking. There's no drinking water. Food costs $200 US. A pound of rice costs $200 US. You don't want to know how much a 10-pound one costs. My favorite part. Canadian dollars is the currency of Cuba right now. If you don't have family here in the United States to give you money, you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. Because the only way you can get money in Cuba is if you get it sent to you by here. Oh, and here, it takes months to get to Cuba. They shut off their light and water at 7. As soon as the sun goes down, your electricity gets shut. Internet is shut right now worldwide in Cuba. That's why we're not getting any new news. But we have family there. Everybody's out on the streets right now, just the same way they were yesterday. They're out on the streets right now. There's no medication. There's no Advil. There's no antibiotics. There's no butterfly needles. There's no IVs. There's nothing. There's nothing. And now is when people are hearing the screams out of Cuba. I'm sick and tired of this dictatorship. And my whole life, when we visited Cuba, you could not say a word against the government. But now I can go to my country and say, Dia canel singao. the regimen.
So again, I got that backwards. She's got family in Cuba. She's out of Cuba right now. But just that's what we're all going under, except a medical tyranny where they come and inject you with a poison so you slowly die. And Bill Gates says he wants to kill you. I mean, it's here, folks. The rest of the world's like this. We're about to be the same way. So we better do something now. All the games are over. All the fun and games are over. Alex Jones here with two big announcements in the next 60 seconds. First off, green fiber capsules, highest quality fiber you're going to find with all the amino acids and a ton of vitamins and minerals. This is an incredible formula. Everybody should be taking it. Men, women, children, old, young, black, white, it doesn't matter. It's an amazing product. It's our newest product. It's 50% off out of the gates, InfoWarsStore.com. Then we have both types of X2. It's the exact same X2 in the bottle, but one has a spray cap, one has a dropper cap for 60 and 40% off, depending on which one. They're both excellent at InfoWarsStore.com. The 60% off of the spray bottle is unprecedented, but I want you to experience the power of the good halogen and learn about the iodine conspiracy. It's all available at InfoWarsStore.com. The new green fiber capsules, 50% off, and X2 in the spray bottle and in the dropper bottle for 60 and 40% off. And it funds the InfoWar. Experience Deep Earth Crystal Iodine for itself and keep your gut healthy at InfoWarsStore.com.